Good day, Your Honor. I hope you have time to watch this. Um, it's about a grievance I'd like to bring before the Sanhedrin. Two grievances, actually. The first grievance is the mystery of trade. Mystery of trade, meaning roles reversed. I always look at things that way before I make a grievance. If you had brought me all that I have brought you, I mean, you could, again, I'll repeat myself. You continue to call me if consulting, checking in, but it's not anything to do with barter. It's about how great, how great you're doing with moving forward with the Sanhedrin that you aspire to put back together. All the while, in the last two conversations, hour and 20 minutes, you've talked about your side of things, the Jewish side, and your passion. As I remain, in abeyance with no real communication about what my involvement is, if any at all, other than a call and you talking about your situation and praying for my coccyx, which I appreciate. So that's the first grievance: is why aren't you addressing, or why would you call and talk to me? What if I did that to you? The law of reciprocation is called. I won't mention just because that was said by somebody. Well, we'll get to that. So why would you talk to me for an hour and 20 minutes and not mention one word about the code programmer? I mean, this is a situation where Trappler was saying, "Oh, go slow. It was going to be in your vending machines." Excuse me. So why wouldn't a normal person like myself want feedback from you? It just seems tacit. So that's a grievance I have. Why? Now, the second grievance I have is you state that you're a Noahide and that unity is important. Unity, and you did mention, let me get, I'm getting the Jewish people. But once that could be achieved a lot faster, I believe. If you take the bull by the horns, because ultimately, if this is the end times, and I think we see that it is, calendar years and all that's going on around us in the macro world of politics, geopolitics, energy, money, that it is the attitudes, people's attitudes, God. So I get an email in my reaching out to the Jewish faith about this Mashiach, which I have a great interest in because of, well, things that have happened, as I've mentioned. Things that have happened that are so miraculous, so wild, so crazy, so outlandish, so surreal, so spectacular, so Twilight Zone. I've had to pay attention. And in paying attention, more attention, there's evidence of things I won't mention. Very careful. I know your name is Ben Yosef. I know you had a Moshiach webpage, graphic artist, ready to go. Raised by 770. This is from Jewish practice. It's got Hebrew and it's got English. I'm going to read and I'm going to get to a point that you're going to have a real challenge with. If a king will arise from the house of David who diligently contemplates the Torah and observes its mitzvah. I'm so glad that you agreed that what I've been doing for you, posting on YouTubes and so on, such and such and such a mitzvah, as prescribed by the written law and the oral law, as David, his ancestor, will compel all of Israel to walk in the way of the Torah and the whole world. Oops, I added that. And rectify the breaches in its observance and fight the wars of God, we may with assurance consider him Mashiach. If he succeeds in the above, builds the temple in its place and gathers the dispersed of Israel, he is definitely the Mashiach. He will then improve, listen, the entire world. He will then improve the entire world, motivating all nations, not just the Jewish nation, all nations to serve God together. Not just a Jewish nation, all nations. You want to send this out to your rabbi friends? David? Hi, David. All nations. Inclusive, it means. Not acting the way we were raised in our upbringing, isolating some, others, you're welcome. That isn't inclusive. That isn't no height. That isn't unity. You know that, though, right? Yeah, you do. Do you care? No, you don't. To serve God. Zephaniah 3:9 states, I will transform the peoples to a pure language, and they will all call upon the name of God and serve him with one purpose. All nations, all people, not just a Jewish nation. If he's killed, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's get down here now. Listen to this. This is a problem. Jesus of Nazareth, who aspired, he just aspired to be the Mashiach, was executed by the court. Was also, now we're going to prove the point, was alluded to in Daniel's prophecies. 11:14 states, the vulgar among your people shall exalt themselves in an attempt to fulfill the vision, but they shall stumble. Can there be a greater stumbling block than Christianity? That's what you were raised with? Christianity is a stumbling block? That is diametrically opposed to unity, to have that and live by that belief, sir. Don't you agree? How could you not logically agree? You want to unify the world, but you're born and raised in, can there be a greater stumbling block than Christianity? The propaganda, is that not propaganda, a stumbling block? Where is that in the Torah? Where's that taught in the Torah? I don't see it. I don't see Jewish people taught in the Torah by God Almighty. Can there be a greater stumbling block in Christianity? No, it's not there. Just as consideration. Just a grievance brought to you, head of the Sanhedrin, in my estimation, as a Goy, a Gentile, a believer in Jesus Christ. It's a problem. I know.